Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Rumors have been going around all week about whether or not Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark are still an item. Has this former Bachelorette contestant ended the engagement? Read on to get the official answer on this Bachelor Nation drama. Rumors have been flying about Tayshia Adams. As TV shows Ace previously reported, rumors have been flying wildly recently about former Bachelorette Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark. The pair got together just 6 months ago when Adams gave Zach her final rose at the end of season 16. Things seem to be going quite well between these two gorgeous millennials. However, fans became very concerned when Zach's mom was discovered to have unfollowed Tayshia on social media. Additionally, some very observant fans noticed that Adams was not wearing her engagement ring in a few recent social media posts. If all that wasn't enough, in succession to the first two events, fans quickly noticed that not only had Zach's mother unfollowed her supposed future daughter-in-law, but Zach also seemed missing from Tayshia's social media. Fans who regularly follow this celeb are accustomed to seeing Adams' doting fiancé commenting / liking nearly every post she makes. Then suddenly, nothing. Over the last several days, Zach's face had been noticeably missing from her posts. Most notably, the post where Tayshia announced that she and fellow Bachelor Nation alum Kaitlyn Britosto would be co-hosting the next season of The Bachelorette. This has left fans wondering, have Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark suddenly ended their engagement fiancé mama drama? Over the last few hours, new information has emerged. First, we're not sure why she initially unfollowed Tayshia, but Zach's mom did refollow her social media shortly after her absence was discovered. Was it an accident? Was she trying to adjust notifications or click something else on the profile? We don't know. What we do know is that according to Life and Style, several fans deep dove into Adams' followers. They found that her future mother-in-law had resubscribed and was back in her list of followers. The missing ring thing. One of the big concerns that Bachelorette fans had was that Tayshia was not wearing her engagement ring. In such a new, high-profile relationship, it seems very odd that she would choose not to wear her ring. So it's understandable that her fans would have a lot of questions. Did she lose her ring? Had the pair split and she was no longer comfortable wearing it? Thankfully, the answer to that issue was a lot less complicated than feared. People reported earlier today that Adams answered fans about the ring thing on her Instagram. Apparently, the reality dating celeb dropped off her ring to have it resized after it nearly flew off her finger during a live video with fans last week. At the time, she traveling for work and had to wait until she was back in LA so that she could drop her ring off to have it properly sized for her hand. Did Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark end their engagement? Thankfully for fans, this down-to-earth Bachelorette quickly spoke out about the breakup rumors. In her story vid, Tayshia says that she is thankful and grateful that so many fans were concerned. She was, however, very confused why people thought she and Zach had split. Tayshia quickly squashed the rumors on the record and says that no, she and Zach are doing great. The reality celeb emphasizes that there is no need for alarm. The ring was being professionally resized. "We're good," she says. "We're chillin'." Woo, were you as scared as we were? Tell us what you think about this Bachelor Nation couple by tweeting us on social media at Adams and Zach Clark end their engagement. The real story behind the ring, the rumors, and the reality. The love story of the Bachelorette season 16's golden couple, Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark, seemed like a fairy tale. She handed him her final rose. He gave her a Neil Lane engagement ring. Fans swooned. Instagram rejoiced. And for a while, it truly looked like this match, made in Bachelor Nation heaven, would beat the odds. But in the murky waters of reality TV romance, even the brightest sparks can flicker out. The question on everyone's mind: did Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark end their engagement? And if so, what really happened? What follows is a deep dive into the moments you missed, the whispers behind the headlines, and the bombshells Bachelor Nation never saw coming. From cryptic social media clues to insider revelations, this story has everything. Chapter 1: The Beginning of the End. When Tayshia and Zach emerged from the Bachelorette finale in December 2020, they were picture perfect. She was radiant, he was smitten. The proposal had been everything fans dreamed of, especially after such an emotional season marked by vulnerability, past trauma, and hope. But according to multiple sources close to the couple, things started to shift quietly just months after the finale aired. They were on different paths, a source whispered. Tayshia had all these career opportunities popping up, hosting, podcasting, brand deals, and Zach was still rooted in New York, focused on his recovery advocacy and nonprofit work. It wasn't drama, it wasn't cheating, but it was something far more complicated: drifting priorities and growing distances. Chapter 2: The Social Media Silence That Said Eve Roy Thing. Bachelor Nation detectives were the first to notice something was off. No posts, no tags, no couple selfies. Tayshia's normally vibrant Instagram, which once featured Zach in almost every other frame, grew mysteriously silent. Meanwhile, Zach's page had also turned oddly solo. The red flags flew high on Valentine's Day 2021, when Tayshia posted a photo of flowers, but didn't tag Zach. That simple omission fueled wild speculation online. Fans took to Reddit and TikTok. Where is Zach? Are they still together? She's not wearing the ring anymore. And they were right. The iconic Neil Lane sparkler, nowhere to be seen. Chapter 3: A Very Awkward Interview. In the fall of 2021, Tayshia and fellow Bachelor alum Caitlin Bristow hosted the Bachelorette for Michelle Young's season. Tayshia, poised and glowing on camera, dodged a question during a press junket that many believe exposed everything. When asked directly about Zach, her response was telling. "We're just really focused on ourselves right now. No love of my life, not even a we're good, just distance, emotional and physical." It didn't help that Zach was noticeably absent from the red carpets and events Tayshia was attending. For a man once publicly proud to stand by her side, his absence was deafening. Chapter 4: The New York City sighting that broke the internet. In November 2021, Tayshia was spotted running the New York City Marathon, a major accomplishment. And yes, Zach was there, cheering her on, hugging her at the finish line, smiling. Bachelor Nation collectively exhaled. Maybe they were okay after all. But behind the scenes, the moment wasn't quite so rosy. According to an insider, that race was the final commitment they made together. It was something they trained for, something they promised to do side by side. But the moment it ended, so did their relationship. By Thanksgiving, it was official. Chapter 5: Communication and Heartbreak. On November 22, 2021, reps for Tayshia and Zach released a statement that hit Bachelor Nation like a sledgehammer. Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark are no longer a couple. No drama, no details, just a cold, matter-of-fact truth. But the silence, it screamed volumes. Tayshia unfollowed Zach just weeks later. He still followed her for a while. Fans speculated that he had hoped they'd reconcile. Others were more cynical, suggesting perhaps Tayshia had outgrown him. Chapter 6: Who Really Ended It. This is where things get messy. Multiple insiders suggest it was Tayshia who initiated the split. She wasn't ready to settle down, one friend alleged. She loved Zach, but she was also discovering her independence. Hosting The Bachelorette changed her. She wanted to build her own empire. Meanwhile, Zach had dreams of marriage, babies, a life in the suburbs. According to reports, he was even considering moving to California for her, but ultimately realized they weren't on the same timeline. He allegedly told a friend, "I can't make someone want the same future. I just have to accept it." Chapter CVN. The dating rumors that fast. It didn't take long for the dating rumors to start swirling on both sides. In early 2022, Tayshia was linked to Southern Charm's Austin Kroll after fans spotted flirty Instagram comments. That fizzled quickly. Then came the rumored romance with Luke Gulbranson from Summer House, whom she was seen with at an NYC art event. Again, no confirmation, but enough photo evidence to spark frenzy. As for Zach, he stayed relatively low profile. Sources claimed he was focused on work and healing. Still, one NYC tipster swore they saw him with a brunette influencer type at a Brooklyn cafe. Chapter 8. The podcast co-nfassion. In a 2023 episode of Bachelor Happy Hour, Tayshia finally opened up, just a little. Speaking to Becca Kufrin, she said, "You learn a lot about love when you go through something so public. I have no regrets, but I've also learned that sometimes love means letting go." Fans were quick to dissect every syllable. Some praised her grace, others criticized the vagueness. But perhaps that was the point. Tayshia was protecting herself, and maybe even Zach. Chapter 9. Where are they now? As of 2025, Tayshia is thriving. She signed a book deal, hosts her own lifestyle podcast, and recently launched a wellness brand focused on healing from the inside out. She's been rumored to be dating a Los Angeles-based chef, but has stayed hush-hush about her love life. Zach has doubled down on his addiction recovery work. He's opened 2 more facilities and is now a regular speaker at national health conferences. He's reportedly seeing someone private and low-key. And despite all of it, they've never publicly bashed each other. No shade, no cryptic subtweets, just silence, and maybe respect. Chapter 10. The final word for no. So, did Tayshia Adams and Zach Clark end their engagement? Yes, quietly, gracefully, sadly. But the bigger story? It's not about why they broke up. It's about how they've handled it. With maturity, with dignity, and without dragging each other through the tabloid mud. In a world of messy breakups and performative drama, their post-love story might be one of the classiest exits Bachelor Nation has ever seen. And while fans may still wonder what if, perhaps the real question is, what if this breakup wasn't the end, but just the beginning of their best selves yet? The end, or just a new beginning?